it's going to have to shift for us because they're going to have to be parents like me or parents like whomever that's going to be more transparent about the problems we have. So somebody else could be like, yeah, I got those problems too. So, yeah, I might boot up on a teacher because my child is doing wrong, but I feel offended. That's the reason I'm booting up, because I feel like it comes back on me because now I'm appearing to be a bad parent. So that's where that shield or that aggression coming from. But if I sit down, humble myself, and say, you know what, I can learn a lot from the teacher and this experience, then but if nobody knows they can do that, if nobody knows they say, you know what, you're right, everybody's trying to fight for what's right or fight for their opinion to be heard,
right,
then that's going to be the problem. Man, we have to start training the adults now. So I know everybody's like, what's the youth?
That's what's hard.
We get the kids because they got to go back home to these environments.
And that, you know what? That's a good point, because at Ambitious, I said not maybe a year or so ago, I started feeling like, man, well, it's because of this job we have, but we ain't gonna get into that. I started feeling like, man, there's no, like, I tried to have a peaceful place and be cool and do everything, try to do everything right, what everyone else perceived as right, and I kept falling into this hole with people that just, I felt like didn't give a fuck. Like, for real, they didn't care at all. And I even told them, bitch, just like, I feel like, I don't feel like this still, because I'm better than that now, but I felt like there was no hope for the adults anymore. I told her, man, I felt like we needed to just go for the kids, because I feel like some of these adults out here is really twisted.
They jacked up in
like, for real, and it put me in a place where I was like, ain't no help for the adults, but
these kids still got
I was pushed, and you just said those kids got to go home, and that's real.
And that's where, because even working in social work for the little time that I did work in social work, it's like we can correct the behavior at school. They gonna change for a little bit, but they gonna go home and they still not gonna do their homework.
Right.
They still not gonna read. They still not gonna do the things that we just put into their brain. So it's like you have to touch the parents. You can't let them. You can't.
We need to be on the same page.
We all gotta be on the same accord.
Man, I don't know.
And what I found is that parents of the same race are more welcoming, just from my experiences working in homes with black low-income families, that they'd rather hear from me than from anyone else that, hey, this is a problem that we can correct. And I'm noticing that if we change our language and quit, kind of like putting like, you have a problem, you need to change.
Right.
When I started including myself in the conversation, when I talked to the mom and I said, what we going to do about our baby? Because we have to start embracing the fact that these are our children too.
Right. That's
and
right.
I feel like that's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. That child is my child too. Because it could very well be my son on the other side of that table.
Right.
That's real.
Right.
I like that approach.
It is,
because it does make you. It made me feel good. Like, all right, we in this together.
Let's
do this. Yeah. I like that approach, and I'm gonna apply that. I'm gonna apply it. Yeah.
Because we both out there working with kids right now too,
and
that's a good way. That's a good way to put it.
It's a good way to break that barrier, because you'll get that hard shell parent because they're so used to people saying you need to do this because you're not doing this.
Right.
Versus, what can we do differently? And I want to help you as much as I can, so what can I do to help you versus, what you have to change? It's easier to, it's an easier pill to swallow, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
It felt better. It felt pretty good.
Like, it felt real good. And if I was a parent, I'd be like, yeah, man, what we gonna do?
We're gonna sit down and play this
let's talk for a little second. What we gonna do? Let's write. Yeah, I felt good. And I like it. Yeah.
That's the
right. And that's exactly the kind of reaction I'll get from a parent, and it feels good because you see a change in that child, because it's like, man, I have people surrounding me. I got a team, and they take you in as part of the family. And I guess that's part of the job that really gets sticky, because these people take you in as family as well. So when you become, like you mentioned before, a mentor, you're no longer a mentor. You're going to be sister, auntie, cousin, whoever. Because they're going to be looking to you like, hey, he's messing up in school again. What you want me to do, girl? Yeah. And that's just really what you have to embrace, that these are our kids. They're our future. And if we all embrace that sense of quote-unquote community, we will get through this. But stop isolating and making it seem like, oh, that's their problem, that's their children, that's their issue. It's ours.
It is, because it affects everybody. No matter if you connected directly with that, it's like a trickle-down effect.
Exactly.
And it's going to take all of us to make it better. Like I said, I just want, what's the solution, man? Forget focusing on the problem. What can we do to make this better now?
Right.
What can we do moving forward? What are some like action steps we can really follow through with? Because it's going to take action. Like we can sit here and we can talk round table all day. But what can we literally do to really, and that's my mind. Nipsey's death really did something to me.
It did something to
a lot to a lot of people.
Not in a bad way,
like,
in a good way.
Yeah.
And that question, Ambitious asked, is for everybody. If you got something that we can get out there and do, as Blunt Talks Together, get out there and do something, y'all let us know. Hit us up on Instagram or Facebook, or even us, shoot us an email.
Straight up.
And we'll answer you.
Straight up.
Like, for real. But we about to jump into some independent music for a second, and we're going to be right back with this conversation.
Yeah.
Hi. It's a real old thing, you dig? What up, B?
Sagan, you still there?
Ambitious Brown.
Yeah.
Alright, just give me a second, okay?
806, this one for you too. I'm a rip in the Rillo, rock in the Rillo, walk in my Rillo, rap in my Rillo, sing in my Rillo, dance in my Rillo, pray in the Rillo, I'm a act in the Rillo, I'm a rip in the Rillo, rock in the Rillo, walk in my Rillo, rap in my Rillo, sing in my Rillo, dance in my Rillo, pray in the Rillo, I'm a act in the Rillo. It's a real thing, individuals really about the same. Feel me then, live your life, live it on originally. Be yourself, revitalize, I done put my trust in me, broke me down, took a knee, now I'm turning up the streets, real rap with my G. Now she about to flood the streets, talk to E, hit me up. Now I'm about to rip this beat, really rocking everywhere, pressing up on everything. Promises a lifestyle, put that down on everything. And I'm ripping 87 and I feel the same way. Put that on the birthplace, it's an really thing. Baby rocking really too, ripping for the homie mind. It ain't just the home thing, ripping it the long way. Promises are all day, busy that is on me. Message that's beyond me, style that fits on me. Hoodies to the bomb tee, short and the long sleeves. Swear I be rocking, plus it's by the homie. I'm a rip in the Rillo, rock in the Rillo, walk in my Rillo, rap in my Rillo, sing in my Rillo, dance in my Rillo, pray in the Rillo, I'm a act in the Rillo, I'm a rip in the Rillo, rock in the Rillo, walk in my Rillo, rap in my Rillo, sing in my Rillo, dance in my Rillo, pray in the Rillo, I'm a act in the Rillo, said I club in my Rillo, stack in my Rillo, back in my Rillo, dab in the Rillo, pose in my Rillo, work in my Rillo, splurge in my Rillo, man I stay rockin' Rillo, you get trapped in your Rillo, cap in your Rillo, flows in your Rillo, be a boss in your Rillo, you can ride in your Rillo, have pride in your Rillo, go and vibe in your Rillo, one time for the Rillo, I'm a rip in the Rillo, rock in the Rillo, walk in my Rillo, rap in my Rillo, sing in my Rillo, dance in my Rillo, pray in the Rillo, I'm a act in the Rillo, I'm a rip in the Rillo, rock in the Rillo, walk in my Rillo, rap in my Rillo, sing in my Rillo, dance in my Rillo, pray in the Rillo, I'm a act in the Rillo, from the R to the I to the LLO, at the 87 at the end, now you on the road, time to go, now you keep from your head to your toes, feeling good, confidence, all because of your clothes, standing out from the crowd, now you know you looking good, they can tell you feeling good, from the birth to the hood, Amarillo to the H, everybody really rapping, but it's worldwide, but she made it up in Texas, right?
Just
for mental health.
That was Echo Edition by Echo Captain.
Woo-woo.
Shout out Echo. What
Yeah, that
up?
was the guest from last week. You dig? And before that, we had the Rillo 87 song. You dig? By yours truly. That thing is dropping everywhere on Saturday. Hey. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all go get that everywhere. Hey, we still got Miss Sagan Allen on the phone. Hey, Ashley hit me up. Sagan. Ashley hit me up. She wanted me to tell you that she's so proud of you and that you need to keep shining, Queen.
Straight up.
Oh, Ashley, you better stop, Chef. She about to make us at the same time.
All right, now, let me see. Mental illness. Is depression one of the most diagnosed mental illness?
Okay, that's a very good question. All right, Miss Black, let me tell you. Let me break it down like this, because this is what I learned from working inpatient psych. Depression is a secondary diagnosis.
Okay.
So the primary diagnosis that accompanies depression is anxiety. So you will be depressed after you, of course, perpetuate and start thinking about all these feelings over and over and over again, these bad thoughts that you're thumping yourself with. That's anxiety. Everything that's obsessive or habitual and things that happen over and over again is anxiety or fears or phobias. So after you beat yourself up, basically, you become depressed. So depression is always accompanied with anxiety. So people don't normally see the anxiety, though. They normally see the depression after this person has gone through all those feelings. So what I will say this, though. In adults, depression is the most highly diagnosed. In children, ADHD, and more specifically African American children, ADHD is over-diagnosed.
It's like they just
so they
give
can
that
them,
out,
put them
right?
in special education.
And they give them the medicine for ADHD, right?
Absolutely. So imagine that cycle, y'all, of these children that are actually probably just active, not necessarily ADHD or anxious or hyperactive. They're probably just active. They're bored in class. They don't really have the things that we did when we were growing up. The classes are a bit harder, and the work is a bit more boring, to be honest. They don't have recreational stuff to do. So they're acting out in class. And again, we talked about the family early on. They have to go back in those environments. And, of course, they're coming to school with all this aggression. So they're getting overly diagnosed with ADHD, started on these medications that, of course, are stimulants that lead to what? Drug abuse.
Okay.
The mind hasn't even developed. And this is the thing I've been learning as I've been researching, of course, working in the field. The frontal cortex of any child doesn't develop until the age of 25.
Really?
You start these kids on medicine at 5.
They do. That's a big.
How much of a delay that is?
Dang.
That's crazy. But it puts everything into perspective. It makes stuff make sense. Like, okay, I get why you like that. I understand.
Yes.
I understand now, because it's like you've been medicated
all
them years, and there ain't no telling what's in the medication. No telling. So
most of them amphetamine based.
And
so now that you've taken me off of these quote unquote opiates, you want me to go try to find something similar to this. So what are they gonna do? Street drugs now.
Yeah,
now they're popping pills and perks and all these other things, trying to stimulate themselves. So they've been in a pretty much a medical cage for 15 years probably.
And what is the medicine supposed to do for them? What is the purpose of it?
The medicine quiets or calms, rather, that part of the brain that is quote-unquote overactive. So they don't know what part is it, to be honest. They feel like, okay, maybe they're acting out. Maybe it's just a part that if they're acting out on their impulses, maybe it's just a part of their desires. Maybe we're going to quiet that a little bit. To be honest, if you guys ever took a Loratab before, you know how you may feel a little bit fatigued, but these medicines kind of make you mild and be able to focus a little bit better. But that leaves your part of the brain dormant for like 8 hours because you're at school, and then you turn up when you get home.
Right. So it's like a downer.
It's a downer.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Now,
it's just hard. It's hard.
Yes, it is tough.
Do you think that they should be giving these kids this? In your opinion?
It's a case by case. And I have to say that because maybe I've just turned into a Badu. I'm gonna say that. Let's just say I got a Baduism going on. I'm just like I'm a holistic mom. So if my child is active, I'm like, go run around the block. You get me?
Right.
I'm gonna make you as tired as you can possibly be.
That's real.
Yeah.
I believe in natural remedies for focus. There's things and vitamins that older people take for energy, B12, vitamin D, folic acid. They come in like Flintstones. Give this boy some Flintstone treats. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like start treating the people or these children, put them in educational settings where they can be more creative, music, programs, things like that, and you'll see them flourish.
Right.
They bored.
For real.
They are. I agree. There should be like instead of sitting up to like a timeout situation, go to the gym, run, work out, go do something productive versus sitting in this room talking to like go be active. And I think that's a very good solution. I like that.
Yeah. Well, Sagan, we do appreciate you calling in. We definitely invite you back on a future show as well.
Straight up.
We do appreciate you calling in. Let them know about your social media. Let them know about the Gumbo as well, where they can find that, what days, what times. Just let them know whatever else you need to let them know before we close that.
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram at Say It Again. That's SAY_it_AGAN. And you can actually follow the Gumbo page on Facebook at The Gumbo, and The Gumbo is spelled GUMBEAUX.
And what days do you do your show on? The series?
Hey, Gumbo is sporadic. So you're gonna get posts pretty much weekly.
Okay.
But I post consistently on Sundays.
Sundays. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all check her out. She has blessed us with some knowledge.
Thank you.
And we appreciate it.
Real.
I'm gonna give you a call,
so
Miss Allen. I'm gonna give you a call when I leave from up here.
All right, y'all. Y'all keep doing what y'all doing. I'm proud of y'all.
All right, thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
All right.
And we about to jump into this Mind Blown with Ambitious Brown.
All right, y'all. Now I got something for you ears today. All right. So, did you know that your taste buds change as you age?
I did.
You knew that? Dang it! I didn't blow your mind.
No, you can still blow.
Okay, I'm gonna blow everybody else's mind, but Miss Black. Okay, so according to GoodHousekeeping.com, each person is born with approximately 10,000 taste buds, and they are replaced every 2 weeks or so as they're developing. But once you get older, those taste buds stop replacing itself, and they actually get less. They weaken. And so, like, you didn't like vegetables and stuff when you was a kid. That's because you had all them taste buds and you was tasting that whole vegetable. Right. And now that we older, you can eat some asparagus and be like, So I thought that was really, really interesting. Like some researchers in the UK surveyed about 2,000 people. And they asked them about what age did you start liking spinach and onions and all these other weird things. And they was like around age 22. That was like an average age. And I'm like, you know what? After college is whenever I decided to start tasting a whole bunch of new foods. So yeah, it was kind of mind-blowing. And then the last thing I want to leave you guys with is, this is from George Bernard Shaw. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing.
All
So
right,
get
now.
up off your behind and do something.
Do something.
Hustle and motivate,
I just
man.
want you to know, Ambitious, the only reason that I know this is because Chef Ashley, of course, I'll be like, no, I don't want to taste none of that. No, you going to taste it because it tastes different and your taste buds are not the
They're
she
not
broke
the
it down.
same.
She broke it exactly. She broke
Shout
it
out
down
to
in a
Chef
whole.
Ashley.
I'm telling you, man.
What up?
She had to let me know.
All right.
Now let's jump into this sports with
Ooh.
JP.
Now, right now, I don't have a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson stepped down as president of operations for the Lakers basketball team. And he was pretty cut up about it. They trying to make it a big thing. But really it's because he's got business. His business is taking off. So he's like, I can't keep my attention on both. I can't give you my full attention on both. So it's best for me to step away. But he's still going to be around the Lakers and stuff.
You got that old brain now.
Yeah. And also shout out to Luka Doncic. Exactly.
Look,
He's a rookie. He's a rookie for the Dallas Mavericks. He finished the year averaging 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. There's only 5 other players to do that in NBA history.
Ooh.
So 4 of them you can probably guess.
LeBron,
Jordan.
Kobe, and well, not gonna say the older guy, but it's before everybody's time. But and
you
shout
say
out
his name is Lucas what?
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
I'm not even.
Yeah, he's gonna kill us in the Olympics. I'm just saying, Olympics
That's
is gonna
funny.
be looking rough for the NBA team.
I don't think so. We some beasts every
And
year.
nobody want to go.
It ain't too many though. That's from the States though.
Yeah, that's all the overseas people just collecting checks.
Now, I don't know if you was gonna say something, but I want to say, because me and Ambitious is from Amarillo, Texas, right up the street from Lubbock, Texas. I want to shout out Texas Tech.
Shout out,
They
yeah.
fought hard, but they fell short to Virginia.
They did.
It was a great game. If you missed it, you should have saw it. Big ups to Virginia as well for winning, but big ups to Texas Tech because that's right up the street from the hometown. You did.
Shout out to Baylor women though. It's a Texas
I
thing.
saw them.
Yeah.
They did good. Shout out to them.
Shout
They
out
won.
to it's just a Texas thing,
Yeah,
baby. It's a Texas.
Right.
Hey. But yeah, that's pretty. I mean, besides that, the Dwayne Wade, he's gonna be leaving, y'all. He's leaving.
Retirement.
But he's going out in style. At some of the games, like they've been chanting, Paul Pierce sucks. The reason why.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, the reason why is because Paul Pierce was on TNT and they were saying like, if you compare our resumes as far as our NBA legacy. We're pretty much the same. If not, I'm a little bit better. It was a joke. And they really broke him down on that. D Wade's got 3 rings, brother. You have 1.
And it was because you teamed up with a whole bunch of us.
Well, we ain't gonna go there.
Wait.
D-Wade.
For real, man.
You had an amazing career. You really did. You put in work.
Man, and shout out to him for leaving when he wanted to leave, and not because he was washed
that's
up.
Real.
Right.
That's real.
Well, big ups to them. Big ups to everybody out there in them sports.
Okay, see, made it to the
your
playoffs.
body.
By
Let Ambitious tell you about it. No, speaking of Ambitious, if y'all ain't know, a show that she's hosting for GMT, which is GMT Video Vibes,
Whoa,
just
talk about
dropped last night. The first episode. You can go to www.gmttv online TV www.gmtonlinetv.com. Wednesday night 9:30.
Yeah.
We're gonna have more episodes coming for that. Big up to GMT. It is their show.
Shout out to GMT.
Shout out to them.
They got everything rolling out here.
Right. Y'all don't forget to go get that Real 87 song on Saturday. Make sure you buy your gear. Album coming soon. Hear me. Thank you for tuning in. I just wanted to leave with a little bit of victory lap.
Hey,
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Nipsey.
peace, King
long live Nipsey, man.
Man, what you playing?
That's terrible.
Man, rest in peace, definitely did.
That was
Barack
dope.
Obama
She got,
sent a letter to
she
Bush.
got
I'm prolific.
a whole lot of info.
I'm the type that's gonna go get
Sagan
it.
and
No kidding. Breaking down a switch in front of your building.
That's what she said. Use change the verbiage like weed.
That I love
Like,
that.
man, I feel like I was on the couch.
All right, I gotta fade it.
Every time it's on,
We good, we
100
done.
proof flow. Run and shoot pro. 458 drop. Playing bulletproof soul.
Cool. So what y'all think about this show?
It was great.
Very much needed and informative.
We gotta start letting the people know. Mika Diamond. I'm here for it. Subjects that matter, man.
For real.
I do. Think
I had
they,
no idea about the brain like that. No, she said the frontal cortex don't develop fully until 25.
And
That's
they getting
How much
pills
weed I was smoking?
since they was 5.
Of course.